Hello everyone, my name's Sophie and I'm a personal stylist here in Chicago, but I can style anywhere around the country. Here, take my card. Please, I insist. It's for you. So a little bit about me is that I'm 26 years old. I live in Chicago with my boyfriend, the love of my life, and we have 2 cats. Right now, the main things that I'm working on are growing my brand, Pirkritude, being consistent with content and challenging my creativity and my personal style, as well as my philosophical and practical understanding of style, design, creativity in general. Your teacher had a few talking points for me to touch on, so I'm gonna go into those for you. So for high school, I went to Little Shoe High School and I graduated there, as well as a small stint in high school in Rwanda. After I graduated from high school, I took a few years to figure out being an adult, figuring out how I wanted to live, what I liked, what I wanted my life to look like. After about a 2-year break, I decided to go to a local community college and get my associate's degree. I made that decision because it was the financially responsible one. I would have loved to have gone off to school for a year, but that was just out of my means at the time. After getting my 2-year associate's degree, I decided to go to school in Chicago and transfer my credits, and I went to Moody Bible Institute, downtown Chicago. My major there was communications, and I chose communications because I didn't really know what I wanted to do or be yet. And communications is so broad, you really can go into so many different directions with that major. I didn't graduate from Moody Bible Institute though, because after about a year and a half in, I realized that I really needed to get serious about my mental health. I made the decision to pause and or drop out for the time being and work on myself. After all of that hard work, my creativity exploded and I was inspired and driven to start my brand, Pirkritude. So what I actually do is I help people develop their personal style, or I can help them dress for one particular event. I can do a whole wardrobe reorganization or overhaul or makeover, what have you. I offer several different services. So that's a little bit about me and what I'm doing, what I've been doing, in hopes to show you that there are so many opportunities, so many different things that you could spend your time doing professionally. Though I don't want to just tell you what I've been up to, I want to give you some actionable advice as people who, if you're in this class, you might consider yourself a creative. Being a creative person or an artist is a very complex and can be a very emotional and confusing experience. So I want to give you guys a few pieces of advice that I've learned over the past lifetime. The first thing that I'll share is that your creative expression can change mediums over time. What I mean is, a few years ago, when I was going through depression, my creativity expressed itself and manifested itself through things like poetry, and drawing and coloring, and through writing in general. When my mind and my body began to change over the last year or two, my creativity changed as well. Now how I express myself and express my creativity and my artistry is through clothes, is through home decor, And I would say color as well. That's something that's really changed in my creativity. So if you find that you are blocked or what you've always done just simply isn't working for you anymore, I would suggest going out of your comfort zone and trying something else. Try coloring in coloring books, try poetry, try interior design, try painting, just try something else, something that maybe you're curious about, maybe something that you've been creative with in the past, but it's just been like a back burner skill. My second piece of advice for you guys is that creativity is inherently collaborative. You can't do all this yourself. If you're a photographer, you need a model, you need a set designer, you need a stylist. Don't let yourself put on these unreasonable expectations of unnecessary independence. We're meant to be inspiring each other, playing off of each other's ideas. When you're trying to make a creative career happen for you, one of the biggest things is networking. Reaching out on social media, just looking at cool stuff online that's happening locally and saying, hey, I do this, would you want to collaborate sometime? Not only that, but finding other young creatives who are pursuing their dreams and always supporting them. For me personally, I'm very passionate about supporting young female entrepreneurs, such as myself. It's really important to show up for people like that because then they will show up for you. And when you get enough people with enough different skills, then you can really collaborate on these big projects, which projects are opportunities. Opportunities to grow, opportunities to meet someone who could give you a great job, or just opportunities for creative fulfillment. It's so fulfilling to meet up with someone who's just as excited as you are and make something out of nothing. So if you are creative and you want to be a professional creative, always be looking out for each other, supporting each other, reaching out to each other, because you're gonna be in it together. My final piece of advice is actually related to my interior design, my home, so I thought I would show you around while I'm explaining that. My final piece of advice in relation to interior design is to not chase a pre-existing singular aesthetic. The best way to have an authentic expression of who you are or of the artistry inside you is to chase after whatever makes you happy. I think what shows what is truly unique about each and every one of us are the things that bring us joy. Not only should you try to fill your space with what makes you happy, but also things that are meaningful and personal to you. This not only will give you an authentic space and an authentic design, but it will also just make you feel good, and it will make you feel like you are truly in your home. So for example, obviously, my favorite color is pink. So what did I do? I painted the whole room pink. So it's obvious that there's a lot of joy in this room, there's a lot of me in this room, but there are also really meaningful pieces as well. Don't be afraid to put anything and everything on your walls or into your room. If it makes you happy, if it says something to you, if it feels like an expression of a part of who you are, then put it in there. Why not? Those are my main interior design tips in relation to just getting your creativity out and creating a space that feels authentic and is grounding and an expression of who you are in room form. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really happy to welcome you into my home and to talk a little bit about myself and my journey and everything it took to get to this place. I hope that you guys feel inspired and maybe a bit more confident in moving forward toward your creative careers. And if you want to see what I'm up to or connect with me, you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Pirkritude. Bye guys!